All right, all right. Welcome back to Eyes Over Media, Brother John here. Okay, so it's Oprah's turn. Seems like every day is a new person that they're trying to cancel and destroy. Okay, so I mean, you make your bed, you lay in it, right? So um, I warn people for years that this is exactly what the liberals are going to do at the end, right? The liberals are going to destroy themselves from the inside out, right? They're going to go after everybody. They're going to go after everybody that's been loyal to them because they don't care, right? They will destroy you as soon as you say one thing, just one thing that they disagree with. You're done. They're gonna cancel you. They're gonna replace you, and they're gonna just try to destroy you or destroy your name or whatever. You have to agree with 100% of the things that they say, or it's over for you. Right? And so now we're seeing that Ellen DeGeneres and everybody else is going down. Oprah Winfrey. Now this is the problem also with the liberals is because they were supposed to remove Joe Biden. The problem with removing Joe Biden is that everybody's being canceled. So all the people that they wanted to remove Joe Biden for and maybe replace, they're all being canceled. They're all being replaced. So the liberals are in big trouble. And so if you didn't see the video of Prophetess Solomon last night, she was talking about something's going to happen to Joe Biden before the elections, um, and that the father's telling her that the Democrats are just going to overthrow the elections. Okay, so and that's been their plan the whole time. So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Um, but Joe Biden was supposed to be removed and replaced um, oh, 2 months ago. Okay, and the new elites came out and said that they were going to the cabal were going to try a couple of different things to see if it works for the people to be on Biden's side, and that didn't work either. Okay, now why would they have to try that if they're winning in the polls? Because they know the polls are fake, and but they're putting out those polls to try to deceive people. But yet, behind the scenes, they're trying to figure out how they can try to win people over for Joe Biden. Okay, so Joe Biden was supposed to be removed, and then some Oprah Winfrey and others were supposed to come on the scene. That for some reason that didn't happen, and the reason why it's not happening, as you can see, is because Oprah Winfrey and Ellen and all these people are being canceled. Okay, they're being their legacies are being destroyed by their own people that supported them all this time. So that's why they're having a hard time. Okay, but Prophet Solomon says something's going to happen with Joe Biden. So we're gonna continue to watch and see what happens with Joe Biden before the elections. And I think it's going to be done on purpose to try to overthrow the elections to infuriate the American people to go into a civil war, race war, civil war, and to overthrow America in that fashion. Okay, so we'll see what happens if the people. Let's see if the people of America take the bait, because because the prophets are going to be talking about this. It's August, so we're going to be talking about this, warning the people months and months in advance that watch out for the scam, watch out for the deception. They might try to overthrow the elections, right? And so the people can then riot in the street. The liberals can riot and say it's all the Republicans' fault. The Republicans say we didn't do anything. What are you talking about? And they can try to blame Trump. And somehow, some way, they can blame Trump. And because Joe Biden has to leave the presidential candidacy, so there's no elections or something like that, or Donald Trump wins by default or something like that. Okay, and now the liberals say we can't live in America with Donald Trump 4 more years, and they hit the streets, and it's complete panic. We, as prophets and seers and evangelists and pastors and apostles, know that. We know that right now, right? We're getting that word from God right now, so we can prevent this. by speaking out about it all over our social media platforms, and warning the people and warning the church that this is the plan of the devil, and that he wants to overthrow America by overthrowing the elections, and have people in the streets in a civil war, race war, civil war, and all these things take place in America. Okay, as you can see, they're not worried about 6 inches or 6 feet or wearing masks. All that they care about overthrowing the elections and people, millions of people in the streets, and saying this is not right, this is not America. We must have elections, and it's Donald Trump's fault. And they're not going to say one word about 6 million people in the streets and with no mask on. Okay, because it's a complete lie. It's a pandemic. It's been a lie from day one. Okay, and whatever. Anyways, so let's get into Oprah Winfrey here. It says Oprah Winfrey. This person says proud to be British. This is who this person is. I just took it. So it says Oprah Winfrey says system of white people. Okay, that's kind of interesting. System of white people keeps Black Americans off ladder of success. Washington Times. So I'm not sure where she said this. Is it in her new book? Maybe she wrote a new book or something like this. And this is billionaire Oprah Winfrey says it's important for Americans to realize that. Okay, I don't know. It's just I guess to realize that systems of white people keep Black Americans off ladders of success. Now, some of you guys are gonna say, Oprah Winfrey, how dare you say stuff like something like that? That is so incorrect and wrong, right? And then some people are going to say, "Well, Oprah Winfrey wasn't lying at all." I mean, the system, right? And she made it clear that it's a system and not the actual people, right? Because people are empowered by the system to do what they do. And I talked about racism. Yes, was it yesterday or the day before? I talked about racism, right, a couple of days ago, and I told you that we made it very clear that it's a system that makes people racist. Okay, it's not individual thoughts and minds. It's the system that empowers you to be racist. Okay, if the system backs you up on your racism, then you're going to be big and bold about it, and you're going to express it, knowing that you have a system that backs you up. Okay, this is why we have a lot of Kevins and Karens out there being bold, because the system backs them up. Okay, if the system didn't back them up, they wouldn't do what they're doing. Okay, if they fly to Indonesia, or they fly to Nigeria, or they fly to Brazil, they don't act the same way because they know that the system does not back them up in those countries. It backs them up here in America, though. So they know that it's the system, okay, and so they are able to then act out on it because they know they have backing. So Oprah Winfrey says that the system of white people. I don't. Maybe she should have rephrased that. I don't know. But anyway, system of white people keeps Black Americans off ladders of success. Okay. Now Asians do the same thing though. So it's like, yeah, yeah. I mean, let's look. Caucasians do run the system, but it's not really Caucasians. Well, it is Caucasians, but it's not the ones that we're talking about. It's the Zionists, and that's what she should have said. The Zionist system, right? That New World Order Zionist system is it's what that keeps, because there's a lot of Caucasian people that are being demonized in this system as well. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of poor white people as well. So and they don't feel like they have any privileges at all. So you know what I mean? So there's a lot of struggling white people out there, and they will tell you that this system has not helped me either. I can't get a loan. I can't. So we can't really say the system of white people. I will say the Zionist system. That New World Order system, that Zionist system that they use, is keeping the bronze people from ladder of success. And the reason why I will say the Zionist system, because the Zionists own the banks, right? The Zionists are the ones that own the banks. They're the ones that own the Hollywood. They're the ones that own the restaurants. It's not Joe. It's not neighbor Joe from down the street who works a 9 to 5 at a nursing home, or he doesn't control anything. It's the systems. Who controls the system is the one that empowers the system. So the Zionists control the system. Okay, so the Zionists control the banking, where African American will only get a loan. Every 1 out of 100 African Americans get a loan, but every 80 out of 100 Asians will get a loan, and out of 95 out of 100 Caucasians will get a loan. Who owns that bank? That's the Zionists, right? The Zionists run the banks. Okay, so they run the system. All right, so the problem with her saying that was because she gets paid by Zionists, right? Her Oprah channel network has Zionists running it with her. Okay, remember she sold a bunch of like 30% of her Oprah network to some Zionists. I'm not even sure what company that was. I'm not sure it was a Viacom or some Zionist network that now runs her network with her. Okay, so she sold a big chunk of her own network to some Zionists. So that's why she's not going to say Zionist. Okay, she knows better. Okay, because she made all her money from the Zionists. So she's not going to say Zionist. She's going to say white people instead. Okay. But we know what she's talking about. But the people that actually know what she's talking about. She's talking about Zionists. Okay, she's talking about the Zionist system, the what they call white supremacy, but it should be Zionist supremacy. Okay, um, but because you can't be anti-Semitic, that's why they say white supremacy, but it's really Zionist supremacy. Okay, because there's millions of white people that are like I am not in no supreme condition right now in a 1 bedroom apartment struggling to pay my bills. Okay, so there's a lot of white people like I am not in no powerful position. Are you kidding me? I'm over here in Arkansas struggling. Okay, so there's a lot of white people that will say we are not in no power positions. I'm sorry. Okay, but if you're a Zionist and you are in power position, right? Most Zionists are really successful, right? Because they've been trained to own. They're trained to own. You're trained to go to work 9 to 5. They're trained to own, right? There's a difference. Okay, they go to these special schools that no one else can get into, right? And then they're trained to own. They're trained about interest rates and commodities and equities and all these things in the stock market and investments. And they're trained to own banks because if you control the money, you control the world. We're not privileged to that. We had to go to public school. Okay. you know. Um, you know, that was our lives, right? While the Zionists that they had their mothers and fathers at the football games holding up signs, right? Our mothers were on the phone, while some of us were in prison or in jail because of our lifestyles, right? And our mothers calling us on the phone. If you want to hear from your mother, press 9. you know so for those that went to prison, I've never been to prison, so I've had few tickets and like speeding tickets, but that's it. I think I've had speeding tickets and things like that, but I've never been to prison. But I know some of you guys listening have been to prison, right? So you guys have been to prison, jails, and it's because a lot of times because of the way you were brought up, your community, you're in the ghetto. And why are you in the ghetto? Why are you in the hoods? It's because it was designed that way by Zionists. Okay, they strip your resources from you, and put you in the hoods and ghettos, right? So and then they create, that's this is what they do. And so when Nick Cannon called them savages, it's like that's exactly what they are. And they got mad, like, you strip people of their resources, of their wealth, and you created ghettos on purpose, and you said, here, that's where you're gonna be. You're not going to be in the suburbs with us. As a matter of fact, we're going to create police so that the police keep you away from us and protect us from you and you from us. That's savages, folks, right? These are systematic savages. Okay, and so I mean, these are the same people that bombed Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? And destroyed Black Wall Street. So I mean, this is what these people can do. These are the same people that dropped the atomic bomb on an entire country of Japan and wiped everybody out. Okay, and these are the people that did what they did like yesterday in Lebanon. And for you people that think there was a mistake, oh, it was an accident explosion. Yeah, okay. Think again. Okay, on the anniversary of the atomic bomb, we have another atomic bomb. Okay, folks. Yeah, keep dreaming, keep being in your little fantasy land as these savages go around the world destroying the world. All right, unbelievable. Unbelievable. These people will not stop either. And so Oprah Winfrey, just in my opinion, once again, if you're gonna speak, you might as well just speak just speak correctly because Nick Cannon and Oprah Winfrey not being able to say what they're supposed to say, and being scared of saying what they're supposed to say, and then they piss off other race of people because they're not clearly stating what they're supposed to be stating. This should say the Zionist system because that's what it really is. The system keeps African Americans, ADOS people off from ladders of success, right? It's the Zionist system because they're the ones that control the system. It's white people don't control the system. Now, if you want to say Zionists are white, then that's a different story. Then, but you still have to categorize them as Zionists, and that's the whole point I'm trying to make. I'm not going after. We're not going after Bob and Kim from that that are raising children in Missouri. We're going after the people who control the system, because if you break the system, things change. People don't act the way they've been acting. People don't feel like they have the privilege that everyone's equal. There is no racism and all this stupid stuff when you break the system. If everyone's equal, then there's no privilege to think I'm better than you, right? And so those mindsets go away when everybody is privileged. When everybody is privileged together, right? When everybody can walk in the bank and all get a loan. When everybody can get when everybody has the same opportunity to get the same job, regardless of their skin color. How do you do that? When you break the system, right? So it's not only just Iraq, it's everywhere. And all these systems that destroy people on purpose and keep people suppressed and down on purpose need to be broken. And that's what's going on right now. That's what's going on. People are speaking out about the systems. And so that's what we're going to see. We're going to see these systems all break down to the point where people are going to say, wait a minute, we're all equal, man. What have we been doing? I can't believe we fell for the okey doke, right? I can't believe we kept people down because of their skin color. I can't believe we kept people down because of their ethnicity and or where they come from. I can't believe we talked to people that way and said, go back to your countries and things like that. All that's what's going on right now, right? And so that is being broken right now. And so I think over the next 3 4 years, we're gonna see a massive change in humanity, and where people are just gonna be like, we're not look, we're all the same, man. Like, I'm not more bigger than you or equal than you or whatever. Genetically, we might be superior or different, right? But other than that, that doesn't mean that I have to be your enemy. That doesn't mean I have to treat you any differently. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's exactly where we're headed. Where we know, okay, system, genetically we're different. That doesn't mean I have to hate you, and doesn't mean that you're my enemy, right? So, and I think that's where we're going. So it looks like the liberals are canceling Oprah. Oprah supposed to be was the one that they wanted to take over for Joe Biden. She's getting canceled, so that might not happen now. I probably won't happen anymore. But let's pray about the elections, because if they do want to overthrow the elections, it will bring riots and things in the streets and all types of crazy stuff. So we want to make sure people understand that this stuff might be coming, and so do not get yourself involved in that. Okay. Even when I warned you all about not going out to protest, even when the prophets and prophetess are warning you guys not to go out and protest because you could die in those protests, okay, and wind up in a place that you didn't think you were going to go to because of your disobedience. You guys are still out there protesting. So you guys don't listen to us anyway. So even if the elections are overthrown and you're hearing this in August, you'll still go out there, even though you know that it's a setup and planned and scripted. Because we talked about it in August, you will still go out there because you cannot follow instructions, and you cannot you cannot obey the word of God. And so whatever happens to you happens to you. And that's not on me, because I'm teaching it right now. We're warning people right now. We'll be warning people throughout the month of August, September, and October into the elections of what could possibly happen. And God's going to give us dreams and warning signs of what could possibly happen for the elections. And but a lot of people are going to watch these videos and still be in disobedience. And so whatever your faith is, that's your faith. It is what it is. Anyways, eyes open. God bless. I'm out. And Oprah Winfrey should have said this: the Zionist system keeps African American ADOS people from the ladder of success. Okay, not Tom. That not Tom. That's in Nashville, Tennessee, working with two kids. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't keeping me from, he ain't keeping us from ADOS and African Americans from ladder of success. It's the people who control the things that they control. The people who control the media, the people who control the financial system, which are the Zionists, the people who control all of the industries, the sports industries and everything else, that don't let you win. They don't let you win to take a seat, okay? And so this is why it's so important to create your own. They created their own. They don't want you win, okay? They created their own, and they don't want you win. They only want their own in. Okay, so that means you need to go out and create your own. Oprah, you're a billionaire. Why haven't you created anything? You created a school. Now that school is being investigated for pedophilia. Come on, with people, with African Americans out here that have money, why aren't you creating your own sports leagues? Why don't you create your own, and then create your own system around it, just like the Zionists did? I mean, it's that simple, but we don't want to do that. Okay, we don't want to create our own. We want to integrate with the Zionists in their system, and then complain. Odell Beckham Jr. complained. You guys saw Odell's tweets the other day, complaining about that the NFL owners own them like slave owners. Bro, you don't have to be in the NFL. You can create your own league. I mean, get 100 of your buddies and create your own NFL league, and then you don't have to even worry about it. Like, this is like, why don't you guys start doing power moves instead of complaining? Okay, I mean, you got $50 million in the bank, Odell Beckham. Like, get a couple of your buddies with you and create your own football league. I mean, stop complaining about things when you can create your own. Peace out. God bless. Eyes open.